I thank you guys so much for going along with this journey down memory lane with me. And I'm just going to be brief. Well, I'm not going to be brief, but I'm going to be kind of quick because I've done this video several times and it for some reason keeps messing up. This is him and I. Um, and we put this picture and had a autograph mat around it where people signed where the gifts was. These are two young ladies that we were actually spoiled at this shelter because we actually had our own chefs and cooks. And these two ladies came in on their own time because they were actually off. And they were the ones who served at my wedding. Now, I fixed all the food, but they served everything. And as you can see, they were actually genuinely happy. This is the first time they ever had this happen at this shelter. Probably the last. And this is just some of the food I cooked. This is the director, the guy in the middle of the shelter, and some of his staff. This is my caseworker and her sister, and she was off that day, but she brought her entire family. I had a candy station like they have at the big time weddings. And I had the Jordan almonds and all the nice expensive chocolates. Yeah, we went all out. I kind of shocked a lot of the staff because they, sometimes people put this stigma on people that's homeless and don't realize that they're homeless, but they've probably had before. So this actually they just ran the rage and said how much of a class act I was, and they didn't imagine the wedding to be like that. I don't know what they imagined. They probably had that stigma in their head about homeless people as well. But when I told them I used to own my own business and stuff before, I guess they realized it when I came up with, the stuff that I came up with. But anyway, this is Poodie. He was 30 days old, you guys. He slept through the whole wet reception. This is Nene. More staff. There's more guests. And the lady I said to help me do the decorations, her name is Sister. She's right here. Hi, Sister. I call her Sister. We call each other Sister. That's all. Her nickname. That's some of the food. And I actually labeled them and placed them on placeholders, and so people know what they're eating. I placed candles alongside the food. And yes, I fixed all of this, and I put the salt and pepper in little containers and all that just to keep the color theme going through, cohesiveness throughout. That's me. And you can see she's really happy and laughing. And that's Chuck's worker. This is his mother and father who is deceased. And as you can see, his father was African American. His mom was Caucasian. And this is actually their wedding picture when they were like 19 or 20 and got married. And I did a memorial table in their honor. This is Chuck and I. Chuck is so picky. After all that food I cooked, he wanted chicken fingers separate from what everybody else has. So he had to get it. And he got it. That's us. And that lady, I'm going to show you a close-up of her, but she's the one who was the head of the Bible study with Chuck. So in essence, we actually met and came together partially due to her. That's just a table that I had the cake bags if anybody wanted to take cake with them. Some real flowers. This is me, you guys. This is Chuck and I. He's feeding me cake. Now I'm feeding him cake. And now he's feeding me cake all over my face. But I'm going to be nice to him. So I fed him some cake. You can tell on here the people that really aren't happy for whatever reasons. I guess because they're not married or because they're not happy in their life. Whatever. The point is that you can just tell certain people. You got to remember, I was in a shelter with a whole bunch of women, and most of those women actually had relationships, if you want to call it that, calling, going, a man from upstairs, got money enough to take you to a hotel. He scraped up money for that, and then that's about it. So if you want to call that a relationship, whatever. But while they were doing that, I got married. So I don't know, and my husband wasn't allowed to touch me until our wedding night. So anyway, this is the lady I was telling you about the head of the Bible study. And I wore this crown, y'all, for a week. And I'm not joking. I wore it for a week. Oh, that's just a view of everybody. And this was his older sister. Don't she look like Chuck? And they were just, she was showing the gift that her and her mother's boyfriend made. I mean, her boyfriend's mother made. This is Nene running her mouth, as you can see in the blue dress. And this is all of Chuck's immediate family, his sisters and their boyfriends. More guests. She's actually talking to us. His youngest, Chuck's youngest niece, conked out and fell asleep in the high chair as she put mashed potatoes in her hair. This is just some candies that we had, blue and silver, to match the color scheme. And you can see all the food in the background. That's some of it. That's one side of it. I also had gourmet chocolates, and for appetizers, I had bacon wrapped scallops. And you can see all that food I cooked back there, can't y'all? This was the cook's gift to me. They actually made me this fruit, beautiful art fruit basket. And these are our two chefs for the shelter. And because I wanted to do something that was economical, I chose to get a sheet cake, go to the craft store and get some mirrored letters and our initials, get a coupon, take a picture at a picture studio, and which was free, place that on the cake for an extra $2 or $3. And this whole cake that is really pretty, and it's a good option as a wedding cake. Cost about $27. Again, this is the memorial table I did for his mom and dad. I went above and beyond. I actually decorated the bathroom, the male and female's bathroom at the shelter, and just added some room diffusers, oil diffusers, some candles, some his and her soaps, some cloth towels. I did that to the men's and women's bathroom. That's us cutting the cake. Cutting the cake. Cutting the cake. And I don't know if I showed you guys, this picture is just a picture that we took, and we placed the autograph mat around it, and everybody signed it. I'm going to show you guys some pictures of, this is me after I had the baby in Bible study. This is the first time Chuck ever had him without me. So we actually have a picture of it. And this was upstairs with Chuck, because we wasn't in one room at that point. We did get a room together. We shared, he came to the family side and shared a room with us, but it was only until we left, and we left right after that, and we opened up our own business, and that's what we've been doing ever since. This is Poodie. He was about 27 days old. This is Chuck and Poodie. Poodie was running his mouth back then, y'all. Look at him. Watch this. Running his mouth. Just running his big mouth. Look at him. Even back then. And he was all scared right here, y'all. Let's him sleep. He used to always walk around. We used to put books up in his stroller, and he used to always look at books like because we used to read to him all the time. Well, we still do, but he used to always walk around and look at the books like he knew what he was looking at. It was so funny. That's Poodie, about 30 days old. That's Poodie. Now, mind you, let me show you how good God is, y'all. We living in a homeless shelter with this baby, okay? And you see how happy he is, right? That's nothing but God. This is the same baby they had to resuscitate. This is the same person, me, they had to resuscitate. And this is us. 30 days later. Can't tell me God ain't good. That's Chuck loving all over, little Chuck. And he wasn't even supposed to be in this little high chair. He was nothing but 4 weeks old. Look at him. And I'm not lying when I tell y'all he was 4 weeks old. This is him and Big Chuck. This is Father's Day of last year. I'm Nene. This is Nene. This is Nene and Daddy. That's my husband Chuck and Nene. This is Poodie. And this is Chuck. That's the smoking area. You see that cigarette in his hand. And they ain't gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna show her. That's how I had the baby, you guys. Y'all see my big old country butt? So I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw, and just wanted to show you guys the pictures before we actually have our little diva talk or real talk this evening with Chuck being the male point of view. So thank you guys for actually bearing with me, and I love you guys.